Hi, everyone, and a pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. Welcome back into Duckbait TV here as we are just about set to get the final match of the evening underway here tonight as the Fort Scott Lady Tigers take on the Chanute Lady Comets to close out the regular season. Both of these teams will move on to sub-state action on Saturday. The Lady Tigers travel to St. George, Kansas to participate in the Rock Creek sub-state. And the other teams that will be joining them there will be Independence, Lewisburg, and Labette County. Rock Creek is in between, or St. George is in between Manhattan and Wamego. So the Lady Tigers will travel 3 hours to face Labette County in the play-in game. And then the winner of that will take on the #1 overall seed Rock Creek in the sub-state semifinals on Saturday. We have a previous, or due to a previous family engagement, we will not be able to be there on Saturday, so we will not be broadcasting sub-state action from Rock Creek on Saturday, but we do wish the Lady Tigers well. And hopefully they can get a couple of wins and get some momentum there in that sub-state tournament. They start with a point here against Chanute after losing to Independence, but in 3 sets earlier in the evening. That one is a little bit long, so Fort Scott takes an early 2-0 lead. So Fort Scott lost the first set to Independence 25-16, won the second set 25-21. And then lost the third after a nice comeback late in that third, but lost 25-22. Chanute coming in with a victory over Independence just a little bit ago. That one is long. Fort Scott with a quick 3-0 lead here in the first set over Chanute. Blue Comets won the first set against Independence 25-17 and then cruised in the second set 25-7. To win the match. They're now 11-0 in SEK League play, which means they're the outright SEK League champions. They had a share of it coming in as they were 2 games up with 2 games to go over Pittsburgh. And there will be the first point for Chanute. If you're like me and you like tiebreakers, they had the outright championship anyway because they had the tiebreaker with Pittsburgh. But they made it official with their opening win and can finish another undefeated SEK League championship with a victory here tonight against the Lady Tigers. But we'll see if Fort Scott can throw a crink into those plans. That one's in there, so Chanute comes back to tie things at 3 apiece after getting down 3-0. Looks like the JV is going to come up with a sweep of the night for the Lady Tigers. They swept Independence earlier in the evening, and it looks like they've just defeated Chanute 2-0 as well. So the good news with that means is the majority of this match now, the varsity over here, it will not be affected by JV match losing the ball or anything like that. So see how the Lady Tigers can do here on the varsity court tonight. That one is in there for Josie Henson of Chanute, so ties it back up. Watch out for Addie Hughes on the front row as well. She is very good middle for Chanute. Of course, Henson gets another kill there, so Chanute takes the lead now 5-4, their first lead here in the opening set of this one tonight. They've had a great volleyball program for many years now at Chanute. Lady Comets looking for another undefeated, not just another league championship, but another undefeated league championship this season. Just missing out on a sub-state host, as I believe they finished 5th. Not 100% sure on that, but they were 5th coming into the day's action, and then the sub-state brackets were released earlier today. That one's out of bounds off of Fort Scott, so Another Chanute point there. They lead it now 7-4. This one comes near side. Dakota gets it blocked, and it's going to fall in there. And this is a similar run, at least the start of it, that Chanute went on in that second set against Independence earlier. Fort Scott's going to take a timeout here. That one off the block, but kept alive by Chanute. They'll work it to the near side. Now Fort Scott trying to recover. Clements gets it over the net. Back to Chanute. Now they'll try the far side, and it's in there. So the run continues here for the Comets. They now lead it 9-4. Fort Scott took a 3-0 lead to start. It's been a 9-1 run here for Chanute. That serve a little bit long, so Fort Scott will get it back here. Callie Comstock to serve, and that serve is a little bit too wide. Goes out of bounds. Chanute to serve, and this is Henson serving. Fort Scott plays it at the net. Now Chanute comes near side to Anna-Kate Noonan, and that one is a little bit wide, so Fort Scott gets the point back here. Opening set, Lady Tigers trail 10-6. Nice dig by Fort Scott, a little bit long, but it worked out. They got it to Kalashaw in the middle, and not quite enough there to get it over the net. Noonan back to serve. And that one a little bit long. Fort Scott back to within 4. And now Avery Stewart serving. Nice block by the Lady Tigers. Get it far side to Clements. And that one falls in there for Chanute. Now Reese Norris back to serve for Chanute. Comes near side. Aiken gets it through the block and in there for Fort Scott. Lady Tigers back to within 4. And Allie Kalashaw, the 6'1 sophomore, back to serve for Fort Scott. 4 seniors on this Lady Tiger team. They were honored prior to this match this evening. Serve a little short that time from Kalashaw. Back to 4 for Chanute. Ball comes near side. Aiken, nice little off-speed shot right over the top of the block for Kendall Aiken. That'll give Fort Scott double digits now. They trail at 13-10. Aiken with the serve. That one dug wide, but Chanute able to recover and then hit it long that time. Fort Scott goes far side, and that went into the net from the Lady Tigers. So back to a 3-point advantage for Chanute here in the opening frame. And Kylie Dillow serving. Nice block by Comstock. Trade points once again with the Blue Comets. Goes far side, now swung wide by the Lady Tigers. A little too much on that one that time from Avery Stewart. Serve back over to Chanute. And Presley Hinson with the honors this time. One off the Chanute block, kept alive by the Comets for the moment, but ultimately out of bounds, so Fort Scott gets the point back. Lady Tigers will send Rayleigh Cowan back to serve. Kalashaw comes back in to the front row. Kalashaw, Hazel Baker, and Stewart all in the front row for Fort Scott. And now we've got, I believe, a net violation on the Lady Tigers. Back to a 4-point advantage for Chanute. That one off of the speaker attached to the roof there. Kept alive by Fort Scott. That one blocked back over the net by the Lady Tigers, and they're going to get the point there. Nice return, nice recovery by Fort Scott. Back to a 3-point Chanute advantage, and Dakota will go back to serve. Go far side, nice dig by Cowan. Come back to the near side, and that one will give Chanute the point there. Noonan back to serve now. Go to Aiken on the far side. That one is in there for Fort Scott. I think it may have touched the line, but the flag official said it was touched by Chanute anyway. So either way, Fort Scott gets the point there. Now trailed just by 3. Stewart serving again, and another service ace for Avery Stewart. One of the 4 seniors for the Lady Tigers. There's another Chanute point that time. That time they got it to Addie Hughes there, one of their really good middles. She had several kills in that match against Independence earlier. That one was touched by Fort Scott. I think it went out of bounds, but it was touched by the Lady Tigers. So Chanute up to 20 points now. They lead it by 4 again. Come to Aiken. That one finds the sideline for Kendall Aiken and the Lady Tigers. Fort Scott hanging tough here. Chanute again coming into this match 24-10 overall and 11-0 in the SEK. They've won the SEK outright now with their win earlier. They had a share of it coming in and actually had the tiebreaker with Pittsburgh coming into action tonight. That went a little bit long for the Lady Tigers. But now after their win over Independence, they will not share the title with anyone. And now looking for an independent or an undefeated league championship for yet another year for them, and it's 22-17 now here in set number 1. Hughes back to serve. Great job by Fort Scott to get it over the net, but Chanute able to keep it alive. That one went out of bounds, and Fort Scott was able to get away from it, I think. So Fort Scott gets the point, trying to hang in this first set. Aiken serving. Will come near side. Nice block at the net by the Fort Scott, and they will get in there for a Fort Scott point. So back to a 3-point deficit here in set 1. Lady Tigers not going away quietly. Trying to get some momentum going into that sub-state tournament on Saturday. In St. George, Kansas, where they will face Labette County first. That one will work for another Fort Scott point, 22-20 now. Aiken serving again. Now a little off-speed shot that time from Chanute. I believe that was Josie Hinson with the kill. Now 23-20. And Chanute just 2 points away from winning this first set. Near side. Clemens gets it over. Now back it comes. Oh, nice block at the net. We got a whistle, and they're going to give the point to Fort Scott. They call a lift on Chanute. So great job there by Kylie Comstock. Get it back to Comstock. She'll try to go to the corner, but it's dug by Chanute. They'll come back near side. That one into the net. So Fort Scott back to within 1 now at 23-22. That one over, and it'll work for a Chanute point. And now set point for the Comets. Great first set for the Lady Tigers. And now Fort Scott's going to call timeout. They will call timeout. Facing at least 2 set points here. Presley Henson will come out of the timeout to serve. And again, the Lady Tigers trying to stay in this first set. Chanute works it to the net. This one's up towards us. Dug out of bounds, and Chanute will take the first set here, 25-22. Take a short break and come back. This is Fort Scott Lady Tiger Volleyball on Duckbait TV. Liberty Savings has been in Fort Scott since 1919, helping community members with their banking needs for over 100 years. Visit them at 24 South Judson or call 620-223-0000. 0300. Edward Jones has been advising customers in the world of finance for over 100 years. Financial advisor Jamie Armstrong continues that tradition in Fort Scott. Contact her by phone at 620-223-1866 or email Jamie at jamie.armstrong@edwardjones.com. If you're in need of livestock risk protection, multi-peril crop insurance, or help with your pasture or private products, Caleb Simpson has you covered. Call or text Caleb with Twin Pines Solutions at 620-215-4144. So it looks like Fort Scott will start this second set with Sadie Claypool, Kylie Comstock, and Dakota Hazelbaker all in the front row. Fort Scott will have Grayson Pitts, Avery Stewart, and it looks like Kendall Aiken on the back row. Kendall back to serve as we get ready to get this one underway here in set number 2. Fort Scott losing the first one, 25-22. Try to come back here in set number 2. Nice dig by the Lady Tigers. They'll work it near side to Hazelbaker. Nice swing by Hazelbaker. It's dug wide, and Fort Scott will start with the lead here. That one off of Fort Scott and out of bounds. Chanute with their first point of set number 2. Fort Scott goes to Hazelbaker on the far side. That one off the, was it off the block? I think it was. Fort Scott gets the point there, and they now lead 2-1. And they send Claypool back to serve. Work it near side. That one off the Tiger block, but down. Didn't quite close it off enough. And that one into the net for the Lady Tigers. So Chanute takes their first lead of this second set. And it's now 3-2. And kept alive for the moment, but it'll fall in there for a Chanute point. Now Dillo serving again for the Comets. High dig that time off the roof, but played by Fort Scott. Now we got a whistle here. I think they called either a net violation or Chanute over the net too far, so they give the point there to Fort Scott. Again, imagine a plane of glass going from the top of the net all the way to the ceiling. You can't cross that. That one hit a little bit long for the Lady Tigers, so another point for Chanute. Five to 3. And that one a little long as well. Chanute's starting to get on a bit of a run here, and that's what they did in the second set against Independence as they cruised to a 25-7 victory. You heard that right, 25-7 in the second set against Independence earlier tonight. That one blocked, but it stays on Chanute's side of the court. So Fort Scott will get the point. See if they can make a comeback here. Hazelbaker back to serve once again. Nice low-profile serve that time for Dakota, and that'll work for a Fort Scott kill. Or Fort Scott ace. That one looked like it might have been off of Fort Scott. They called it in. Either way, it's a Chanute point. They now lead it by 3 once again. Chanute comes near side. This one is going to go out of bounds off the Fort Scott dig. Over to Kalashaw to set her up for the kill there in the middle. And now a quick Fort Scott sub as Kinley Clements will come out for a quick breather. Sadie Claypool back on the floor for the Lady Tigers, and Avery Stewart back to serve. Back corner, but dug by Chanute. And then hit wide by the Comets. So Fort Scott back to within 2 now at 9-7. A little short that time. That will give Chanute the point. And Anna Kate Noonan back to serve for the Lady Comets. And that one's in there for Chanute. Another Lady Tigers sub as Anna Farrington will check back in. Avery Stewart will come out for a quick breather. That one into the net, but over the net. And Fort Scott will get the point. Coach Kevin Flanner giving his Lady Tigers some encouragement here as Kalashaw goes back to serve, and that one will go into the net for Chanute. Like Fort Scott able to get Blue Comets out of their system just a little bit there. This one, that'll get them back right as they find Addie Hughes for another kill right there at the net. 12-9. Lady Comets lead this one by 3. That one goes off the Fort Scott dig attempt and out of bounds. The Lady Tigers trail by 4. That one over the net. Comes back the near side. That one dug by Fort Scott. Now they'll go to the corner. Nice block at the net. That one, I think it hit the antenna eventually, but either way, it's out of bounds. Fort Scott gets the point. Great block by Kylie Comstock at the net, a 6-foot senior. And another nice serve there for Fort Scott. Just like the first set, not going away easily. And that one will find the empty hole on the Fort Scott side of the court. Addie Hughes back to serve for Chanute. Fort Scott with a quick sub as Avery Stewart comes back on the court. Over to Hazelbaker, off the Chanute block, but kept alive by the Comets. Now they'll come near side back to Hazelbaker, and she'll find the empty court, or empty hole there. Off the block and inbounds. So a 2-point deficit now for the Lady Tigers. And Claypool serves. That one goes back corner, and that one finds the corner. Fort Scott back to within 1 now. And that one finds the corner for Chanute. And that one found the line that time from Dillo. So back to a 3-point Chanute advantage here in set number 2. Again, the Comets won the first set 25-22, so looking to close out this match, but Fort Scott hoping to keep their regular season going here. That one goes back to the corner. Nice job by Fort Scott to keep that in play. Long dig that time for Chanute. Now they'll come near side to Hazelbaker. Into the net, though, it goes. So some tough luck for the Lady Tigers there. And Chanute now up by 4. Far side, that's off the Chanute block. They kept it alive, though. Nice block at the net by Fort Scott, and they will keep it alive. And that one is down, so Fort Scott gets another point here. Cowan serving, and I think she was over the service line just a hair. I'll give it back to Chanute now. And that one into the net for the Comets. So Fort Scott will get it back. And Dakota back to serve. Nice short serve, but it's dug by Chanute. And Fort Scott can't quite get around all of it to keep it going there. Nice job by Kalashaw. Chanute having to scramble, but they do get it back across the net. Nice hit there by Aiken. It almost looked like she waited for the Chanute block to lower just a little bit. Chanute able to keep it alive, but Fort Scott does end up getting the point there. Trail just by 3 now. That one out of bounds. Fort Scott back to within 2. A little too long that time. And now Chanute up by 4, 21-17. Noonan back to serve again. Now Fort Scott will take a timeout. Trailing 21-17 here in set number 2. We'll be back in a moment. Liberty Savings has been in Fort Scott since 1919, helping community members with their banking needs for over 100 years. Visit them at 24 South Judson or call 620-223-0300. Chanute serving out of the timeout. Nice job by Kinley Clements to keep that one alive. Now they'll come to the near side, Chanute, and they'll find the corner. Chanute just 3 points away now from taking this one. Noonan to serve again. Off the Fort Scott block, kept alive by Cowan. This one's got to go over. Chanute comes to the far side. Now we got a whistle here. And with Chanute over the line, they were. Fort Scott will close that gap a little bit more here. Still some time. Starting to run out a little bit. Ball comes near side. And that one will find the corner for Chanute. Nice dig. Get it over to Comstock, and she'll fire that one home. And miss hit that time from the Lady Tigers, so now match point for Chanute. Close out their undefeated SCK League Championship. And that one finds the back line. Fort Scott thought it was going to be a little bit long, but it is in there. So a service ace will close this one out. And Chanute wins the second set, 25-19. We'll take a short break, come back and wrap things up. This is Fort Scott Lady Tiger Volleyball on Duckbait TV. Need a full mani-pedi before big weekend plans? Or maybe you want some special nail art to celebrate your favorite singer's football-playing boyfriend? Either way, Delina Beatty is ready to help. Nails by Delin is on all the socials, and you can call or text at 620-704-1315. Nails by Delin at Spoiled Brat on 3rd Street in downtown Fort Scott. If you need residential, interior, or exterior painting done, or your cabinets refinished, contact the folks at Aura et Labora Painting Company, LLC. Fort Scott native Josh Regan is ready to help you with your project, so give them a call at 620-288-6617. Patty West and Crystal Cowan are a mother-daughter duo selling personal and commercial insurance. If you need home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, business, or commercial insurance, they've got you covered. Visit them at 3 East Wall Street in downtown Fort Scott or call 620-223-0700. Edward Jones has been advising customers in the world of finance for over 100 years. Financial advisor Jamie Armstrong continues that tradition in Fort Scott. Contact her by phone at 620-223-1866 or email Jamie at jamie.armstrong@edwardjones.com. Liberty Savings has been in Fort Scott since 1919, helping community members with their banking needs for over 100 years. Visit them at 24 South Judson or call 620-223-0300. If you're in need of livestock risk protection, multi-peril crop insurance, or help with your pasture or private products, Caleb Simpson has you covered. Call or text Caleb with Twin Pine Solutions at 620-215-4144. All right, well, a tough one here tonight for the Fort Scott Lady Tigers as they fall in both of their matches. They lose in 3 sets to Independence earlier tonight. Lady Tigers lost the first set to Independence 25-16, won the second one 25-21, but then lost the third 25-22 after a nice comeback in that third set. Then they fall in 2 sets, but again, 2 very hard-fought sets here to Chanute in the final match of the night, the third match of the night, technically, but obviously just the second one for Fort Scott anyway. Chanute won the first set 25-22, and the Lady Tigers fall in the second set 25-19. So a tough end to the regular season here for Fort Scott, but they've got more volleyball coming up in the next few days as they will go to Rock Creek High School in St. George, Kansas on Saturday for Sub-State. Again, due to a previous engagement, we will not be able to be there with Duckbait TV, so we do apologize for that, but we do wish the Lady Tigers good luck as they travel to all the way to St. George to face Labette County in the play-in round of that Sub-State out there at Rock Creek High School. So anyway, and the other teams there are Independence and Lewisburg, so the winner of the Fort Scott Labette County match will take on Rock Creek, and then that will be followed by Independence and Lewisburg, and then that'll be followed by the championship match there on Saturday at Rock Creek High School in St. George, Kansas. So, again, tough one here tonight as the Lady Tigers fall to 6-29 overall. They fall to 2-10 in the SCK League. But, again, more volleyball coming up for the Lady Tigers on Saturday as they'll take on Labette County from Rock Creek High School, and we'll see if they can get any more matches there or not. At this point, it's win and keep going. So we'll see if the Lady Tigers can do that on Saturday. Don't forget, we're planning to be in Coffeyville on Friday night for the Tiger football team as they will play their final regular season game of the year as they will take on the Coffeyville Golden Tornado on Friday evening from Coffeyville. So looking forward to that. That should be our next broadcast on Friday night, and then we'll worry about Fort Scott football playoffs coming up the following week after that. Tigers have a really good shot after their win on last Friday against Circle of hosting a first-round game. We'll see if that comes to fruition or not, but looking forward to the Tigers getting back on the gridiron on Friday, down in Coffeyville. So, again, join us for that coming up on Friday as the Tigers take on the Coffeyville Golden Tornadoes on the football field. Thanks again for joining us all season here for Fort Scott Lady Tiger Volleyball. We'll look forward to the rest of football season and then some basketball coming up in a few weeks as well. And we'll see how that goes going forward. But again, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to our sponsors for helping us out and making these broadcasts possible. And looking forward to what's ahead for the Fort Scott Tigers and Lady Tigers. For my dad, Willie Abady, helping me get everything set up and ready to go tonight. To all the Duckbaits back home and to all of our viewers out there, thank you again so much for watching this production of Duckbait TV. Good night, Kansas.